Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Okay, hi Lisa and Tanya and Robin, Kim Walker, CB Workley. Good morning. Good morning. Hi Stacy. Okay, thumbs up if you can hear me. Give me a pound if you are Zennial Millennial. Love to know you're here. And if you're a part of the inner circle, give me a yellow dot so that way I can see who's here from inside, who's coming out to the outside to play. All right, thumbs up. I can see you can hear me. That's awesome. If you are awake and you are under 35, 40, I'm proud of you. Give me a pound. And then if you are a part of the inner circle, go ahead and give me a yellow circle. That way I will know you are here. All right. Yay, 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 yay. Okay. So we are here this morning. If you are finding me for the very first time, my name is Chrystal Evans-Hurst. And I know most of you are not first timers, but for those of you who are, and I'm a speaker and an author who loves to encourage other people to live well and to live with intention and to make your moments matter. I'm amazed at how much of us want to have lives that we live with no regret, but how little intention we put towards that. We just kind of do the things that need to be done as they need to be done. And we wake up and we're 20 years down the road. And that's really no way to live. If you have been living that way, the good news is if you are still alive and you still have breath, you still get to choose. If you are in a situation in life where you've got more years ahead of you than behind you, then great. Pay attention. That's why I always ask for a fist bump from my under 35s for sure, because I think it's awesome that you are here and possibly here again to get some wisdom. The wonderful thing about this opportunity that I have to share with you is I get to share wisdom. Another thing that I love about our inner circle, which is why I ask for those women to share their yellow circles, is because we have a whole community where we are sharing our journeys, our experience, our lessons learned, and we have a circle going where we know how we want to feel, we know what we want to give, we know how we want to experience, and we do that together. So it's awesome. And I'm here because normally I go live every Monday morning with the inner circle, and then I share the edited down non-foolery version of that live on the following Sunday as a replay everywhere on Facebook and YouTube. I've been doing that accidentally for over a year. I never wanted to be on video because video means you have to get dressed. I don't know that I actually did that this morning, kind of, sort of, but this is basically a great moo-moo that looks intentional, but also lets me feel like I just got out of the bed. The point is, I didn't like video because I don't want to have to do what video takes. I've been podcasting for 7 years, and what I found is that video was kind of fun. It allowed me to be introduced to new people and to talk about new things with new groups of folks, and people who'd never heard of my podcast or been able to find that found me on YouTube. So instead of going every day like I had been doing that for a while, I decided to go every week, and then we decided to make that a benefit of our membership. I'm here with you because we are about to, in the inner circle, jump into 90 days of intentionally looking at our lives so that we can thrive. We are all coming out of this COVID situation. If we're not out of it, we're at least looking at the light at the end of the hallway, and we are looking at what does life look like now. And this is day 4 and 5 because I've done day 1, 2, and 3. I was supposed to do day 4 yesterday. My internet is still out in my home, but you know what? We're not going to let no internet stop us. Come on, tether to the device and pray to God that it stays steady. But anyway, so I'm doing day 4 and day 5 today. And what we've been doing is talking about what it means to thrive, why we're not thriving, the fact that we've been a part of a collective trauma. If you missed episodes or days 1, 2, and 3, go back and listen to those. But you're here with me today. Don't worry about it. You can catch up later. I also want you to know that the inner circle that I'm talking about and the journey that I'm talking about, the doors opened on July the 1st. Tonight is our official kickoff. Now, because I'm trying to be nice and my birthday is Wednesday, you can sign up through Wednesday. But if you don't sign up today, you'll miss the kickoff. So I just want you to say that I just want you to know, so that way you can't say I didn't tell you. I would love for you to join us in the inner circle before we close on July 7th, but I would really love for you to join us, if you're thinking about it, by joining us tonight for the kickoff of our next 90 days. And you can do that by going to crystalevanshurst.com/inner circle. We are talking about what it means to thrive, simply because if you are not aware that your tail is worn out, can I just tell you that? And yes, I'm saying tail because every one of us have a tail. How about that? I love you. And because I love you, I'm also going to have a little bit of foolery in this episode. Not too much. As you can see, we ate good yesterday. Oh, reverse. We ate good yesterday. Counters are still not together. But who cares? It's a holiday. I will get to that later. Lord have mercy. I think I've got a little bit of extra energy this morning. So there might be a little foolery. But here's the point. Here's foolery step number 1 before I get into days 4 and 5 of thriving. Foolery step number 1. What am I drinking this morning in my heartsy cup? I am drinking, here, want to hear it? Here, go. That, right there, if I can get it to focus. Organic, roasted, come on, focus. Dandelion root. Now, if you don't know what dandelion root is, it's basically the equivalent of dirt. But you know what it'll do? It will detox your liver. Do you need your liver detoxed? Yes. Yes, you do. You're welcome. That was for free. Seriously, my midwife, my first midwife said I had hives really bad. And I had been taking Zyrtec for like 3 years. It was just a part of my daily routine. This is 20 years ago, almost 18 years ago. And she said, you know, you can't take that. It's going to mess with your milk supply and it's going to kind of jack with your, and I was like, oh no, you don't understand. I have to take Zyrtec. It's not an option. If anybody if they just shake my hand is going to blow up. And she said, you know what your problem is, right? And I said, no, I don't have any problem. You midwife are not, you're a midwife. You're not going to tell me I have a problem. You're not a doctor. You all see how I'm going down the foolery road this morning? Can you tell? I'm a little bit freer because I don't have to be quiet in the woods because I don't want to wake up the babies or scare the neighbors. Okay. So my midwife said, I tell you what, I'll make you a deal. You drink dandelion root tea for 3 days, just 3 days. I think it'll clear you up. I said, oh, I can't go for 3 days. She said, all right, just plan to go for 3 days. Drink it. She said, drink 4 cups of this one day. And then tell me if by the end of the day, you're feeling all right. So I drank it for the first day. And I had a mild, like under the skin itchiness, but I wasn't whelping up. By the second day, I had no under the skin itchiness. And by the third day, I was healed. And it does. It tastes like you pulled bark off of a tree outside and you put it in a pot with boiling water, and then you boiled it. And then you are drinking the water from the bark. That's exactly what it tastes like. You can do dandelion leaf tea, which tastes more like you boiled a leaf. It's a little less intrusive. But you can also boil the root, and or you can just buy the tea bags like I did and drink dirt. And one of my friends was like, well, why don't you put a little sugar in it? Why would you add sugar to dirt? What does that do? Except give you sweet, nasty dirt. It's like, don't waste your sugar. And that's part of the problem. So I'm not going to add sugar to this. I mean, it's not going to help. And it also is a part of the problem. So anyway, don't ask me for a prescription because I see Nancy saying, okay, wait. So you drink 4 cups for 3 days? I could have even just made that up. The general idea was she told me to drink a bunch of it for it to calm down my overactive native histamines. And that solved my problem. So I've been eating crap basically for a long time, which is another thing that we're going to be doing as a part of our 90-day journey. The 90-day journey is about you looking at your life, but it also, this is why I'm drinking it. My allergies are messed up from being in the woods. But it's also an opportunity for us to thrive physically. So for those of us who want to do a Together Fat Demon Challenge, I am embedding a Fat Demon Challenge in our 90-day because While I'm not your health coach. No, I'm not in the fitness industry. I cannot give you a plan. What I can do is encourage you, and we can stick with some basic things that we already know that we should be doing, and we can do it together. So this is, to me, trying to get rid of the cravings so I can be authentically a leader in trying to do my body good. It's a disaster. Okay. So now, y'all are always in the comments. Here you are. See, this is why I have to go live in the inner circle, because there's so much foolery and fun on the front end. See, now y'all are giving each other tips about what to drink and how to drink it and all the things I will never even know. Here we go. Stevia. We can talk about the stevia and all the things. And yeah, it's just, there you go. I'm going to let y'all handle that. All right. So not only are we going to be getting our lives together and thriving, but we're also going to be talking about what that means to thrive in victory over the fat demon who seeks to kill, steal, and destroy. I'm so churchy. Why am I so churchy? But thriving. All right. So let me tell you why I need to thrive a little bit. I have some pictures to share with you. Numero uno. We were at camp with our kids. So this is a picture that Priscilla and I and Kanika take every year. We actually usually take it in the pool. We've been taking this picture. We call these boys and this girl our three musketeers, because they were all born within 6 months of each other. And we used to be in the pool with them, holding them as babies. And so this year, because they're too big and because we're too old, we didn't get in the pool with them. Not once. Not once. We failed as mothers this year, but we were like, we're not going to fail to get in that picture. So I have just spent a week with my family in the woods, having a great time, but nonetheless, I need to thrive now. There's a lot going on. My list of to-dos is forever long. I've been with them full on and present, trying not to do all the things. Except I went live 3 times last week. But that was brief, and that was in the morning before they woke up. And now I need a detox a little bit from just being full on family focused on vacation. Here's the other reason why I need to thrive. Okay, do I need, all right. See, I see you. And if I need to block you, I will. I'm coming to get you, Sailor. Cut it out. Or block is coming your way. Y'all ignore him, report him. There you go. Or her. Maybe it's a her. I don't know. But I'm about to get rid of you. In the name of the Lord. All right. So here's the other reason why I need to detox and get my life together. Because this happened on our way back from all things East Texas. Priscilla and I made it our business. Yes, Angela, you got me live. I mean, I just don't want to sweeten it. Okay, y'all. Let me come block the foolery. So this is Priscilla and I stopping at the famous Canton Market, which is basically like a huge flea market. And we love it. We love it. And basically we love it because they have lots of food. That's why we love it. Y'all give me 1 second. Let me block. Let me fix this individual who's not behaving. Let me come and get him real quick. Let's come and get him. In the name of the Lord. Look at God allowing us to get people. It's amazing. Oh, look at this. You're amazing. Okay, so this is Priscilla and I, and this is the same day. What I'm about to show you now is the exact same day. Yes. And between the funnel cake and between the ice cream, the homemade ice cream, by the way, we also had other things like fried potatoes, and we also had corn dogs and burgers, Philly cheesesteak, sweet tea, freshly squeezed lemonade. I mean, just a full-on disaster. A full-on disaster. Okay, y'all. I'm trying to do my part to block this person who's not being nice. Okay, hold on a minute. Oh, there we go. It's just not right, Sorry. Oh, yeah, you said it's vacation. So, okay, Lavera said, it's vacation. I see no problem with that. Okay, so let me tell you the problem with this. When every week there's something you're vacationing about. You understand what I'm saying? Like every week there's something that you're vacationing about. And that has basically been my situation. All right, banned from stream. There you go, you're done. All right. So yeah, that's what has happened. Is every week there's something in my life to celebrate. I mean, and then today, I'm trying to detox today because, today, this week is my birthday. That's something to celebrate too. So not only did we do that foolery, okay, but there were things that we're not even sharing on screen. So yes, I did enjoy myself. We did, yes. But now it's time to get it together. So I'd like to introduce you to the Fat Demon. Would you welcome the Fat Demon, please? He's not really welcome, but at the same time, we all know who he is. We all have done battle. Just go on and give him a hand. He's in the room. We just want to acknowledge that he's a part of the party. It is what it is. Now that we've introduced him, we want to obliterate him. Okay, enough foolery, y'all. Yep, here comes the foolery. Stop. Okay. Now I've gotten that all out of my system. Oh, there was one other thing I wanted to share with y'all, if I can put it on the screen correctly. This is our calendar. For those of you all who are like, no, what is going on in the inner circle? Depending on the level that you're at, that depends on the access that you get. But as you can see, we plan by quarter. For July, August, and September, there is lots going on. Not only do you get the Monday lives, but you also get working sessions and coaching, depending on your level, sister sessions, live access to live recordings with my podcast guests, all kinds of fun things. So there you go. By the way, if you're in the inner circle, we gave you that calendar. Download it, save it so that you don't miss anything. All right, here we go. Days 4 and 5. Now, we talked about the last thing was you need to slow down. We talked about that. So this is the second and the third thing that I want to tell you about, okay? The first thing is, in order to thrive in your life, you actually have to look at your life. This is actually the part, what we're doing in the inner circle is doing the work of what I'm explaining to you. So while I'm telling you to slow down, and today I'm going to talk about what it means to take inventory of your life. And then I'm going to talk to you about what it looks like for you to choose. These are the things you have to do. I'm giving you the what. If you want to know the how, if you want great community, if you want the opportunity to interact with me and other women, if you want to go and do the work to have the prompting questions and the downloads, and if you want to actually do the work of slowing down, do the work of taking inventory, and do the work of actively making choice in the context of community and accountability, that's what the inner circle is for. Because you shouldn't just be a hearer of the word. Somebody say amen. You should be a doer of the word as well. And a lot of us need community and accountability and step-by-step instruction for how to do the thing. Losing weight is really not that much of a secret, y'all. But yet and still, we are always looking for a plan. We're looking for somebody to lead us, for someone to guide us. We want the book. We want the steps. How did you do it? And really, y'all, everybody who has ever fought the demon and won has done it the same way. You want to know how they've done it? They've eaten less and they've moved more. Bottom line. And then it doesn't matter if you're doing the lean body, if you're doing the 30 days of so-and-so, if you're doing the Mediterranean, if you go low carb vegan, if you do intermittent fasting, if you fast for 30 days just straight off like Jesus, only drinking water. It doesn't matter if you eat bananas, the banana diet, if you eat the green bean diet. It doesn't matter if you're gluten-free or if you've got an IBS diet or you're doing the American pyramid, but you're doing it right. It doesn't matter if you cut out sugar, but you leave in the carbs. It doesn't matter if you eat more veggies, but you still drink some sweet tea. It doesn't matter it doesn't matter. The bottom line is every single plan in the world says the same thing. Eat less, move more. And all you're doing is picking your variety. Well, here's the thing. What it takes to thrive is not rocket science. You have to slow down, you have to look at your life, and you have to choose. It's that simple. Slow down enough to pay attention to what's right in your life and what's wrong in your life. We talked about that on day 3. Today, I'm going to talk about taking inventory and choosing, right? Because these are the steps. But the thing is, we always like the plan. We always want somebody to walk us through it, show us exactly how to do it. We don't necessarily always want to figure it out ourselves. If that's you, that's what the inner circle is for. Now, that said, inner circle, because somebody's going to, people come on at different times. So there you go. I'm going to keep popping this up every now and then for those who are like, what is she talking about? Now, I want you to know that taking inventory is this idea of looking at your life. Now, in my book, She's Still There, I talked about gaining a new perspective on your life, looking at your gain, your gifts, your abilities, your interests, and your nature, your personality, like your God-given design, and gaining a perspective on you because you're looking at you. Okay, taking inventory involves looking at you, but it also involves looking at your circumstances, where you are in life, what's going on in the spheres of your life. It's about looking at and taking inventory and asking yourself questions. And here's what I realized. I love asking questions. That's why I have a podcast. I like interviewing people, asking the hard questions, asking the things that are almost like across the line, but nobody has asked them yet, or at least not that I've heard. And I want to get them to tell me their deepest, darkest secrets and for us to have a moment because I want us to learn from each other. And some people off the top don't answer those deep questions and you're going to have to dig a little bit. And questions are my thing. Here's what I realized because my parents always said, you always have questions. My grandmother always said, she's always got a question. Why is she always asking questions? She always wants to know stuff. And then I realized questions are my gift. And here's what I also realized. We don't all know how to ask ourselves questions. And if you don't know how to ask yourself questions, then you're probably not that good at taking inventory of your life. And that's okay. That's why we have books and speakers and therapists and counselors and good friends. And that's also why we have an inner circle. So that if you are in need of asking yourself questions that can actually help you see your life fully and to help you take inventory of your life well, so that you can make the choices that you need to make to live your life better. And if you're not a good question asker, or if you're just not making the time to ask the questions that you need to ask, enter Chrystal, the person who loves to ask you questions. When you join the inner circle, one of the things we've done is created a planner, and you get your planner, your first planner, free. The reason why I created a planner is not because I was trying to be a creating person. I'm still trying to figure out how to be a planning creating person because this is not what I do and I don't know how to do it. And I'm learning this as we go. We've been beta testing this planner in our membership for the last couple of years. But here's why I created it, because people kept saying, Chrystal, so how do you organize your life? How do you get everything done? How do you seem to manage your time in your house and your business and your family and your relationship with God and all this? And I was like, you know what? It's a system. It's not really pretty. It's like in a composition book, or sometimes it's in a spiral notebook, or maybe it's in a moleskin, but I kind of think the same way. And I tried to put that thought system into a planner. I'm a big believer. It doesn't really matter what tool you use, but since people were asking me for my tool, I created one, right? So in the planner, because we're going to go through 90 days and my planner is a 90-day planner, we use the planner to walk through taking inventory of our life. What I'm going to do for you, because I love you, is I'm going to go ahead and give you some questions that you could ask yourself as a part of your life. So you might want to watch this, listen to it, jot them down, watch this again, just to run through some things that might get you going. Okay. You want to think about in your life, when you take inventory, you want to think about the areas of your life that you care about, that matter, or that you need to stop caring about, because if you don't start caring about them, it's going to be a problem. Okay. And if you don't care about it and think about it, then your life will just go. Your time, which is your hottest and highest value commodity, you will waste if you don't slow down and take an inventory of your life. Oh, and I almost forgot. One of the things that will help me really a lot is if you share this video. If you're on Facebook, share it. If you're on YouTube, share it. Because sometimes the very thing that you're excited about hearing is the very thing your friend needs to hear. And that helps me to get the word out. And the other thing is, because I forgot to say that, if you don't already follow me on Facebook, or if you don't already subscribe to my YouTube channel, you should do that. You should do that. All right, let's talk about taking inventory. Let's talk about work. Do I like my job? Do I feel energized by my job? Do I want to change my job? Do I get praised for what I do? Am I operating in my gifting? Am I constantly drained? What are my energy levels saying to me? Am I energized by being in my job and around the people I work with? Am I coming home every day drained? Like, these are the things that can tell you to take inventory of the work that I'm going to do. Because y'all, we spend too much time working to not be in the right job. Okay. Now, if you're 22 and you're on your first job, you're probably not going to like it that much. Just stick with it. Just put in your time. You're going to learn something. Take it with you. I do need to know anytime you want to pop into the comments. And if you're like under 35, I'm so glad you're here getting the wisdom. Always give me a fist bump when you're here. Don't forget, if you're in the inner circle, give me a yellow circle so I know it's you. That's how I can glance into the comments and see who I'm talking to. All right. So another thing is when you're thinking about what you want to do for work, it's like, what do you not do well? Because sometimes people will give you a job because you're there. You're there. You're like the body. Okay. You're like the body. They're like, you can do this. And you need to be able to communicate. If you don't want to leave your job or leave your careers, to say, you know what, listen, I don't think this is my zone of genius. I enjoy this. I'm good at this. This energizes me. I can do this. But if you want work to give you life, and if you're going to spend most of your life working, it should give you life, if possible. And I know sometimes we have to do things to make our work something we enjoy. We have to take inventory and say, I hate what my current education level or current exposure level gives me to do, right? There's nothing wrong with working at McDonald's. But if you decide, you know what, I don't want to work at McDonald's anymore. I want to work at Chick-fil-A. Well, let me tell you what Chick-fil-A is going to need you to do. Chick-fil-A is going to need you to have a my pleasure kind of demeanor. And if you're a person that don't like to talk to people, and if you don't like to smile, you're going to have to work on that to get a job at Chick-fil-A. So if you're like, I don't actually like working at McDonald's, this is not, while I don't mind serving up the burgers and the fries, these are not my people. I feel like the Chick-fil-A people are my people. When you take inventory and say, I think that I need to be around an environment that has more levity, then you may have to say, then I've got to work on smiling. You see what I'm saying? Taking inventory says, am I in the right place? Relationships is another area you can take inventory of, all right? You can talk about romantic relationships, platonic relationships, relationships with your parents, with your children, with your cousins and them, mama and them, with your neighbors. Like, when you think about your relational life, right? The plane on which you live, take inventory. Do I have enough people in my life? Do I have too many people in my life? Are the people that are in my life, am I for them and are they for me? Is everybody in my life people that I'm pouring out to and they're sucking the blood out of me and I actually am not giving the time to friends that feed me too? Like, what is happening in my people atmosphere? Taking inventory of your life. Because if you want to thrive in this season, you need to be well placed relationally. And if you're not, then that's a signal of something that you need to do. That's a part of the choice. We'll get to that in just a second. Your emotional self. Are you just always just not happy? Like, always not happy? Are you sick of hearing yourself complain because nothing is ever right? Have you constantly been in a state of straight face, sad tears? And of course, if grief is a part of your recent story, of course you're going to be crying. But I'm saying, like, if you just can't, it's just not, you're not. If you have to ask yourself, okay, here's the deal. If you have to say, am I okay emotionally? I'm not sure. You need to go get that checked out. You know how we will feel little pangs and little things and we'll dismiss them. But there's a point at which you know in your body something's not quite right. And you know, I need to probably go get that checked out. Okay. Your emotional life. Do you always feel bad? Are you feeling pretty good? Do you laugh sometimes? Not all the time, but sometimes. When is the last time you had a good cry? Because if you're not crying or getting mad every now and then, you need to handle it right. But the full spectrum of emotion needs to be free to live in you and to be displayed at inappropriate times and inappropriate ways. So these are examples. I pull these examples from Psychology Today that says this is how you take inventory of your life. Personal inventory, though, can involve other things. It can involve, are you resenting anyone or anything right now? That's a great question to ask yourself. You can ask yourself, personal inventory. What are the people in my life saying about me? Like, one of the things that people in my life are saying a lot about me right now is I've got a lot going on, which I do. But if everybody starts saying that, then the question I have to say, like, this is taking inventory. Do I have too much? Is it too much? Am I operating in my God-given capacity? And that's an honor for people to say that to me. Or am I operating past my capacity and doing more than what God has asked me to do? That's taking inventory. There's no right or wrong answer. The only right answer, though, the only wrong answer is a dishonest answer. The right answer is the honest answer. Okay? Yeah. See, and I love this. I love the feedback that y'all are giving me in the comments. This is what I love. And so when I give you the replays every week, we cut all these things out, right? Because we have full on conversations. So I'm going to get off my script for a second and engage with some of the conversations that are happening in the comments. Carrie Workley said, I realized I stopped writing and doing my daily gratitudes, and I let life take them away from me. See, that is inventory. What is happening? What has changed? And Carrie is recognizing that she had a habit of recognizing gratitude in her life. And when she stopped doing that, things went awry. That is taking inventory. And that's becoming self-aware because you know how to ask yourself good questions. Jamie's saying, thank you for these questions. This is helpful. I'm loving that. Angela, I love what you said. This is a great question. Are my friends elevators? Are they taking me up or taking me down? Patricia said, I've been miserable for I don't know how long. Time to change. This is great. This is awesome. Great. I love this. I love this. I love this. Look at this. Marie said, that's good. Work should give you life. If work gives you death, re-examine your job. Okay, so y'all are with me. And y'all are telling the truth. Latia said, my energy level says quit the job, but my bank account says stop tripping. And this is the truth, Marta. She says, I'm an occupational therapist and I ask my patients lots of questions, however, not of myself. And this is a tendency that we girls have. We are really good at taking inventory of everybody else. But that's the problem. And that's why we're making this space in this 90-day journey, because you got to make the room, child. You got to make the room, my friend. You have to make the room to check in on you, regardless of what anybody else is doing. This is what you have to do. This is what you have to do. Diana said, I love what I do, but in 2019, I suffered a brain trauma, and now I'm being forced to reevaluate everything, and it's so hard. Listen, Diana, and I'm not belittling your brain trauma, because that is a major life event. I had to realize after I had surgery on my foot 2 years in a row, I had to realize I kept trying to do things at the speed I had done them before. One, those drugs do a number on your brain, and I don't think anybody really tells you that. The other thing is, after sitting on my hide for weeks and not being up on my feet, my energy level was changed. And I kept trying to do in my new season what my pace had been in the old season, and not giving myself the ability to change. And this is why we need to take inventory. All of us do right now, because this season that we're in right now, 2021, coming out of COVID, prayerfully, no major variants that are going to attack us and send us back into a situation. But this is where we are right now. And if you try to get back to the speed that you were living at before all this mess blew up in our face, you will realize that you're not the same. Which is why you have to pause for just a second, slow down, and take inventory. Because if you try to go at the speed you were going before and doing it exactly the way you were doing it, you're going to cause yourself damage. You're going to cause yourself damage. All right. Yes. I love your comments. Yes, Glenda, you need to do inventory and then journal, because the big decisions need you to know what's going on with you. Love it. Yay. Hey, Hope, using the circle planner helps me thrive, because when I see a goal, I can focus. Yes, that's what I need to do, because my brain is like all the time. You should see my to-do list. It's ridiculous. It's redonkulous. But if I can get my 3 things in front of me every day, we even do this as a team. It's like, what's your big 3 for the day? Okay, so let me get back to my inventory. So personal inventory, I gave you some ideas of those questions. And this is not like rocket science. Like even AA, Alcoholics Anonymous, for step 4, they take a personal inventory. It's a big part of drug and alcohol recovery. And I want to share this quote with you that I found on a site that was sharing the AA steps. It says, taking a fearless moral inventory of yourself helps you get at the root of the issue. It's not about fixing everything all at once. Did you hear that? You don't have to fix everything. Inventory does not mean these are my to-dos. All of them at once today. All right. Instead, taking self-inventory helps you realize, here it comes, that you can't change the past, but you can equip and strengthen yourself for the future. Okay. I might even put this up here because y'all need to hear that again. Taking inventory is not about changing everything today. And that's where we get into trouble. That's what I was saying about the diets earlier. We want to do it all today, and we don't really give ourselves grace. There it is. We don't really give ourselves grace to decide what we're going to work on today, not do everything today, and then to change slowly. We don't have to implement everything at once. Okay. One of my biggest mistakes in our move was trying to, I was trying to, be on top of things and not do everything at once, but get some major things done on the front end. And as per the universal laws, my schedule was not the schedule that ended up mapping out. I was so frustrated and I was overwhelmed. And then I was thinking, why did I even do this? Why didn't I just make a plan and then hold my plan loosely? Take inventory of the things I want to do, but then hold the plan loosely and know that life happens. It happens. So that is a quote that I wanted to share with you. So let me give you some other ways that you can take inventory of yourself, because this is really whatever works for you. Okay. This is whatever works for you, but there are other ways. Another way that you can take personal inventory of yourself is by taking personality tests. I'm a big proponent of strength finders. Love strength finders. You can geek out on all things Enneagram. If you'd like to do that, there's some tests you can take online, but you really need to study to show yourself approved if you really want to understand who you are and why you do the things that you do. Myers-Briggs, DISC, the DISC. There's so many different ones. But you doing these personality tests, what it does is it's not that they prescribe who you are. What they do is give you language. They give you language. So if I say I'm a high D, which I am, what does that mean on the disc? What does it mean to have a dominant personality? What does that mean when I work with people who are not dominant? Who are S's or more I's? How does what does that mean? How do I interact with those people? It gives you language. So when you're taking inventory of who you are, what you love, your zone of genius, the personality tests just help to turn on the light with things intrinsically about yourself, but that help you to take inventory so that you have language to communicate that in your marriage, with your friends, in your place of work. So I highly encourage you to pick up strength finders or take a test of DISC, take the DISC, Myers-Briggs or DISC, and or read up on Enneagram. There's a million personality tests, and honestly, it doesn't really matter which one. Just go online and Google free personality test. Go to Amazon and grab strength finders. It'll help. It'll help you. An interest inventory. What do you love? In this season of your life, what is bringing you joy? What did you enjoy in COVID? Was it cooking more at home, spending more time with your nuclear family? Did you enjoy getting back to reading? So many people have gotten back to hobbies of knitting or crocheting. Taking inventory says, as the world opens back up, I don't want to get caught up in the wave. I want to thrive. So what do I love that I was able to connect with during COVID? What do I love that I was disconnected from during COVID so that I can reconnect with that as the world opens up? So, for me, story is looking at even my physical life. All right, what has happened in my body? What is my body telling me? What have I allowed in COVID or enjoyed during COVID that was good for me? What did I enjoy or allow during COVID physically that was bad for me? And saying, okay, what do I need to do on this side of the equation in order to even things out or take things to another level? Okay. A couple other things that you can do to take inventory. You can talk about, of course, your spiritual health. How are you in Jesus? Are you reading the Bible? Like, really? Like, I know you're listening to the sermons, and every church in America is online now. And then if they weren't online, then they've got a podcast. I mean, there's a million things you can do to be fed the word of God and scriptural principles without cracking open your Bible. But are you actually cracking? How's your prayer life? Are you talking to Jesus? Like, when everybody's looking at you and thinking that you're talking out to yourself and you might be losing it a little bit. Okay, who cares? Are you doing it? Are you talking to him before you talk to everybody else? How's your spiritual health? How's your intellectual health? How are you doing mentally? Are you reading? Are you growing? Are you developing? No pressure, but take inventory. Do I want to be? What am I leaving on the table? What have I left on the table for the last year and a half that I want to bring back? Of course, friendships and finances is another one. How's your money? Is it funny? Did COVID teach you what you could live without? Don't let the new season. Take inventory. How are you doing? Are you working without getting your nails done every week? And you realized after you soaked them bad boys off, you didn't need them anyway? And maybe before you just jump back onto, I feel comfortable going to the nail salon. Maybe, not for everybody, but maybe for you, you say, I'm taking inventory and I'm saying, actually, this was really good for me not to be spending my discretionary income in that way. I might continue with that. Or maybe what COVID taught you is you need to get your act together now that you've got a job and make sure you've got 6 months of emergency expenses because you never want to be caught with your pants down like that again. Taking inventory says, how am I doing with my money? Home and organization, taking inventory of that. Are you organized? Did you get rid of some of the piles? Did you create piles because you were home all the time? Okay, so do you see what taking inventory is? So what we're going to be doing in the inner circle is giving you areas to work on. But apart from me just throwing out some questions for you and saying, think about it, we're going to have you think deeply, respond, have community around that, be challenged. I'm also jumping into the inner circle a little bit more than I jump in other places to have conversation. And here's the great thing about the inner circle is I bring my sister circle. And so every week you'll be hearing not only from me, but from other women who have encouraging words and challenging words for you as you walk through this act of slowing down and this commitment of taking inventory on your life. So those are questions to get you going. If you want to do the work, consider joining the inner circle because that's what we're going to be doing for the next 90 days. All right, I'm going to pause right now because this is what I get to do when I'm actually live and join you all a little bit in the comments. Yes, I need a Zoom detox, girl. Honey, we all need a Zoom detox. Okay, so I think it's chakra, maybe? My spiritual health is low. Well, here's the good news, girlfriend. All you have to do is inject it with some Jesus, like literally. Turn on some worship music, get yourself some Mav City if you want to do that, or Tribal on YouTube. Listen to that all day. Get yourself some word. TonyEvans.org has a great word for you. You can come to our OCBF, Oak Cliff Bible Fellowship. That's the name of my church. You can Google Priscilla Shire online. I've got some Bible teachings online. Like, there is no reason in the world that you should not have some Jesus. Download the Bible app, get a reading plan, and just start reading. Just start reading. I have a book called The 28-Day Prayer Journey. Get that and just talk to God. And without the book, just open up your mouth and say, God, I need you. I'm a little disconnected. I need you. And his word, which is his love letter to you, is waiting on you to read it. If you don't know what to read, pick something in the New Testament, maybe the book of John, maybe the book of 1 John, Philippians, that's a good one. Okay, there you go. All right, let's see. Carrie learned that she loved connecting to people across the country, even virtually, and learning piano and sewing. Hello, COVID pounds. I'm with you. Oh, Lola, I love that. You took the DISC assessment and boy, the results were me. I cried when I saw it. And this is what happens when you're like, okay, like I'm not the only person like this and I'm built this way. And here's language to describe who I am. Okay, Michelle said cooking. I found myself baking or cooking late at night any time of day to relax. I love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Okay, we have recommendations of other tests here in the comments. Hold the plan loosely. Yes, ma'am. That's what you have to do. Oh, yeah. I love you all active in the comments. This is so good, Cassandra says, because I'm taking inventory, slowing down to do better for my future. I want to live better. Here's what we know. When you live fast, like a race car, right? You can live fast, but when there's a turn, oh, this is great. When there's a turn, when you're moving at the speed of light and there's a turn on the track, it's a lot more difficult to make that turn and stay alive than if you make that turn at a healthy speed. And what we are being thrown here in this season of our lives, y'all, in this kind of sort of post-COVID situation, is we are experiencing one of the greatest turns of our life. And if you try to take this turn going 100 miles an hour, that's not a safe way to do it. So that's why you need to slow down. Hey, Shatana, I'm so glad this is helpful to you. Yay. Hope said, I bought the gel nail kit from Amazon early on during COVID, so I do my own self-care, but my feet need someone else's hands. Listen, we're taking inventory. No judgment here. Whatever works for you. Okay, so I hope that this idea of taking inventory has given you something to think about. It's basically slowing down and then making room to ask yourself hard, honest questions and to tell yourself the hard, honest truth. What did you start doing in 2020 that you weren't doing before the pandemic? And now that the world is opening back up, what feels overwhelming or too much? What do you wish you could be doing or keep doing that now you don't seem to have the time to do? All right, so that was day 4. Now, day 5 is going to be brief, more brief. One, because I hear my kids waking up, and also because it really isn't that deep. The next thing that you have to do is you have to choose. Now, most of us are like, I know I have to choose. Like that's not rocket science. Yes, but this is where most of us get stuck. It is that simple. But what a lot of us need in order to choose is a plan, a guide, and a community to keep us on track when today we feel like choosing and tomorrow we don't. So choosing means it's the simplest thing and the easiest thing in the short run, but it's the hardest thing in the long run to be consistent with doing. You're going to have to choose. You're going to have to look at the things that you want to make room for in your life and then decide how you make room. You're going to have to ruthlessly uproot things in your life that are getting in the way of the results of your inventory assessment. You want greater room for relationships? Where are you going to fit that? Where are you going to have time for that? Are you going to get out from in front of that TV or off social media? Are you going to work less? Are you going to make room in your life intentionally? You have to choose. You can't just say, I take inventory and I want more real relationships with real people in my life. Where are you going to put that? All right, you need to choose. You want to actually improve your ability to get your job at Chick-fil-A from McDonald's? Okay, well, then you're going to have to choose to practice smiling more and choose to be pleasant and choose to engage in small talk with people because that's what Chick-fil-A people do. You're going to have to choose. Now, will it feel good? Will it be natural? No, because if it was natural, you'd already be doing it. Taking inventory says, what is in my life that needs a shift? And choosing says, what am I willing to do to bring that shift into existence? You want to lose weight? Great. Take inventory. I can take inventory. I had funnel cakes and ice cream yesterday. I already know what I did. And then I came home and my husband had bought me Chick-fil-A sweet tea. I know what I did. So if I want to take inventory of my body and say, my body needs to be blessed more than I'm blessing it. Taking inventory says, these are the things that I need to adjust. And choosing says, I'm drinking Dandelion root tea this morning instead of coffee with Starbucks white chocolate creamer. Because that is normally my drug of choice in the mornings. Choosing says, how am I going to make room for the best of me? That's what choosing says. How am I going to make room for the best of me? When you take inventory, you are making sure that everything you're supposed to have is on the shelf and on display. And if it's not, and you need to rearrange things, you're going to have to choose what you take off the shelves that have been occupying space, or that it doesn't have worth, nobody's picking it up, or that it doesn't bring nutritional value. And you're going to have to replace your limited shelf space, your limited time, with what really needs to be on your shelf. Don't you hate it when you go to Costco and where they had something last week is not where they have something this week? But you want to know what they're doing? They're moving things around to make room for seasonal items, to make room for something that they hadn't stocked before, but they want to add to their lineup. And in order to do that, every time they make room for something they think I'm going to love after taking inventory of what they have and what they don't have, they have to choose. to move things or even to discontinue things, I still need them to bring back a cup of noodles. My children love cup of noodles, and it's much better for you than ramen noodles. And they got rid of cup of noodles because they started selling pho. We don't want no pho. We don't want no PHO. I don't even know if I'm saying it right. The point is, we want cup of noodles. And all of a sudden, I couldn't find cup of noodles because they said the world needs pho. And we're going to make room for pho. And cup of noodles got to go. Ooh, did I just rhyme? I love it when that happens. It's so unintentional, but it is so me. Now, did I like it? No. Did it make room for some new stuff in the store? It did. Did I figure out another place to get cup of noodles if it wasn't on my Costco shop? Yes, I did. The bottom line is you only have so much room. And stores know this. And they sell to you. And you don't even pay attention to what they're doing to put in front of you what they want you to have. And here's what I want you to know. When you take inventory of your life, then you become the responsible party for putting in front of you what you really say you want to have. Ouch. 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 You only have so much time, girl. I know that a few guys are watching and a few husbands are tuning in. You only have so much time. And if you say, this is what I want to be a part of my story, this thing that I love, this thing that I want more of, this career, this relationship, no shade, no shame. But how many women made a bunch of room for their career and then realized that they didn't leave room for the man that they said they wanted? Or vice versa. They were so interested in the man that they didn't leave room for the best of them. Ouch. And then you have women whose kids leave the nest and then they go, I don't even know who I am. Or you have women who have reached the pinnacle of success and they're like, I never made room for the thing that I wanted. And again, no shade, no shame. But what that means is that today, not only do you get to slow down, and you watching and joining me today, is that you're slowing down to listen and to look. You also have the opportunity to take inventory. What do I want to put on my shelf at eye level so I see it, so I can't miss it, so that it gets my first energy and effort? And what am I going to take off the shelf and give away, sell, or toss because it no longer serves me? Come on, Maurice or Marisay, I'm not sure. You don't have to buy what they're selling. And if some other people are putting on the shelf of your life stuff you never even asked to be there and it's taking up your shelf space, you have every right to take it down. And yes, you don't have to buy what they're selling. Listen. Angela, stop talking to me. Is there a Black Women Who Love Costco private Facebook group? Girl, invite me. Invite me. The real me, not my Chrystal, but my Chrystal. You understand what I'm saying? All right. Yes. I mean, I know the pho is good. That's not what we wanted though. There is Starbucks cream at Kroger, at Target. They have their white chocolate mocha cream. They have all the other kinds of cream as well. Caramel macchiato, it's a whole situation. My son likes candy corn. And if I buy him a bag, he'll eat the whole thing. It's ridiculous. We don't want no pho. Okay, come on. I am my father's daughter. You're broiling your water for your dandelion dirt tea. It's all about making room. And absolutely positively, Penny, today is day one. Choosing means that sometimes you let go. Sometimes it means you grab hold. Sometimes it feels easy. Sometimes it feels hard. But once you slow down, pay attention to the scenery of your life, take inventory about what you're seeing that you want in your picture frame, what you're seeing that should not be in your picture frame, what you want more of that should be in your life's picture, then you choose. And if you have trouble choosing and sticking with your choice, let me encourage you to do this with help. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that tomorrow because the inner circle, the membership that I have that I was talking to you about earlier, this is one thing you can do. It's not the only thing you can do. We're going to talk about that a little bit tomorrow. But I know that what I've been told is people will say, I don't have people, or, I have friends, but they're not serious, and everything that I have ever done, anything that I've ever done that has been successful has always involved other people, people with me, people behind me, people in front of me. It's just the way it works. And so we're going to talk about the next thing that you can do to build and buoy yourself in this new season as you take inventory and you choose. Okay? Slow down. That was day 3. Day 4 was take inventory. Day 5 is choose to change. Choose. It may not be easy, but it sure is simple. All right. Oh, thank you. Namely Design said, your camera is awesome. You like my bokeh? My bouquet? Let me tell you how awesome this camera is, because you can see really clearly my mustache. But the bokeh makes it a little bit better because you can see that they're messy. You just can't see exactly how messy they are. It's great. Come on, KR Harmon, on your treadmill. That's awesome. Deborah said, thank you for helping us to use our thinking in an organized manner. 100%. 100%. Hi, Vernita Rogers. I'm glad you were here. So listen, if you have been thinking about joining the inner circle, it's a great time. It's a great time to join. It's a great time at the second half of the year to restart, to re-energize the choices that you thought you made at the beginning of the year and then you didn't actually do the thing. Well, guess what? We are not finished with 2021. It's not too late to get going, to start over, or to start again. I would love to help you. I would love for you to join a great group of women who are doing this together. We're taking this journey together, infused with encouragement from friends, assignments for you to do, encouraging things for you to listen to and join in. And just really, really excited. So if you missed that whole thing at the beginning, the inner circle is open now. It is open until July the 7th. However, we kick things off tonight. And so if you make sure to jump in there today, then we can mail your planner out earlier if you're new. And also you can join the kickoff call where we can do a little more foolery and fun tonight. And I want to encourage you to be nice to you. This is my closing comment. When you are kind to you, this is why community matters, because sometimes other people are just kinder to us than we are to ourselves, or more encouraging to us than we are to ourselves. When you choose to slow down, you may discover that you really don't like what you see that much. When you decide to take inventory, you may be aghast at all the things that you've let go of, or that you haven't been honest with yourself about, the time you've wasted. And then when it comes time to choose, you may just want to throw the baby out with the bathwater. I've screwed up for 20 years. Why am I going to choose now? No. This is not what we do, girls. What we do is we say, self, I am so proud of you for slowing down. And as you cry, even looking at all the years you've wasted, you can say, I know, self. I know, Chrystal, that these are things you kind of sort of knew and that you're experiencing a lot of regret right now. But girl, you took the time to pay attention to you. And I love you. And I'm so excited that you're doing that. You're doing a good thing by paying attention to you. You have to look at yourself in the mirror and give yourself some grace, even in the midst of the hard stuff. You have to say, I showed up for myself today. I hate what I put on this paper. I hate the answer to the questions, but I showed up for myself today. And that's a good thing. I did a good thing for me. Or you may recognize as you take inventory all of the things that you've learned about yourself in the last year that have been good. Say, girl, you were lost. And this whole crazy season of COVID has given you a gift. Don't forget to use your gift, Chrystal. Angela, Keisha, Lynette, Kim, Priscilla, Sabrina, Betty. You have to talk to yourself like you would talk to somebody you loved really well. And if you don't really love yourself that much, act lovingly to yourself, and you might change the way you feel about you. I think the closing thought that I want to say is, I would love for you, even if the inner circle, well, if you're in the inner circle, you've heard me say this before, find your millennial, zennial girls and get them in here. They may not realize that they need the wisdom now, but oh my goodness. And I know that if I was $25 a month may not be where I want to spend my money on wisdom. And they can join me, free in the replays and on the podcast too. But for the women in your life who really desire and could use, who would appreciate on the back end having that mentoring and the engagement with women of all ages, the generational group that we have, the diverse group that we have, encourage them to do it, because, you hate to learn at 40 what somebody was trying to tell you at 25. And we're looking at some creative ways in the future where we can do some special things for different age groups and, women that are in different seasons. But if that's you and you're 28, let me tell you something. 28, 29 is when the light started to get turned on. And I started to go, what have you been doing for the last 5 years, Chrystal? And you have to be ready to receive it. You have to desire to listen. But the feedback that we've gotten in the inner circle, especially from some of the younger women, is this is gold. And I don't have anybody in my life telling me this. Or I'm afraid to tell the real people in my life that this is where I am. And these internet aunties are loving me to life and speaking truth to me. And so I just wanted to put that out there, because I realized that there are a lot of things you can do and a lot of ways that you can invest in yourself, for sure. If you need a massage and you do not need the inner circle, by good Lord, go get a massage. Go get a membership at Massage Envy and spend your money there. But if you feel like I need to just spend time thinking and engaging in me, and I'm not doing that on my own, and I can use the accountability, I just want to invite you to join us. And if you choose not to do that, I will still be here in full replay regalia every Sunday night on YouTube and Facebook. And then you can join me for my podcast as well. So I will see you here tomorrow. It'll be more like 7-ish, because hopefully tomorrow my internet will be fixed and I won't be fumbling with trying to get steady internet. And then on Wednesday, because it's my birthday, I'm going to have a lot of foolery on my birthday. Oh, that's the other thing I need to tell you. If you're in the inner circle, don't forget this. I'm doing a bunch of giveaways in the inner circle on my birthday. So if you're in the inner circle, make sure you're paying attention on Wednesday. And if you were thinking about getting in the inner circle, don't do it on Wednesday, because then you'll miss all the giveaways. Okay, we're throwing a party. All right. So this is a good question. Arlinda said, would you consider taking an offering for the circle as people can pay? So here's the problem, Arlinda. The system that we're in. We are in a system, which is why we're working on it. We have a physical system. I only have one. It doesn't give me the option of even doing that. It's just like it's a technological thing. So that answers the question. Yes, LaKendria, I wish I had this when I was younger, because then I would have made so many foolish decisions. Are the people that are in the inner circle from Dallas or all over? All over. It's kind of cool. All over the world, actually. 28 is when I met my now husband, and I wish I had developed my self-love and self-identity more. Inventory. Yeah, that's good. Village is not just for children. It's for us girls too. Hey, Rita, I love that. You said I'm 33 and no one told me a lot of things. I've learned through trial and error. Hey, Candace, the inner circle is one of my best investments of my time. Listen, Hope, I believe in a massage. Let's see what else I want to catch here in the comments, because I like joining you in the comments. Let's see. Oh, what time tonight? Okay, our kickoff is 8 p.m. tonight. 8 p.m. Happy birthday. It sure is coming. My birthday is on Wednesday. Ooh, okay. Dahlia says the inner circle is great. This is what I love about y'all. Is there a sister on today who financially can't afford it? I would like to gift the next 90 days to you. Y'all connect in the comments. We've had a few people do that actually. So I will let y'all work that out. Okay. Queens are born in July. Come on now. I'm gonna have to put on my queen earrings on Wednesday. Inner circle member from Pittsburgh. Yes. There will be a replay for this. Yes, the kickoff. You will have replay access to that. Yay, yay! Here come all the comments of all the things. Hey, France! I can't wait to see you in there. I love it. I think there's another girl that we have for sure that's from France. That was really cool. I love it. And you're 26. Look at God. Look at God. Dana says. Oh, Marta says, I'm not too old to love myself and thrive. Dana says, I'm 46 and still learning. Yay. The inner circle has been a beautiful thing. Yes. Well, I'm so glad that you joined me this morning. I'm going to turn up the music and rock on out. But I'm glad you're here. And again, make sure you're subscribed on YouTube and that you're following me on Facebook. So when I go live, you'll get a notification. If you're in the inner circle, I will definitely send you a notification. And I will see you right here tomorrow.